Hello and welcome to the free video for Friday, March 14th. This is David Starr, and we are taking a look at the daily chart of spot gold here. Want to talk about this a little bit heading into the weekend after we made fresh, new all-time highs in the precious metal here overnight last night. We're backing off from those levels a little bit, but I expect still higher. Now, the target that we've been talking about in here, really since the middle of last year, has remained this 3075 level in spot gold. The futures are going to trade a little bit of a premium to spot. The April futures, which still have 2.5 weeks left on them, are trading about $11 north of spot. So if we were to jump up to that target level right away, we'd be probably looking at 3087 or so in the futures. Now, there are a bunch of reasons to look towards that level. First of all, it is a voodoo tree line, right? Of the voodoo lines, these fire lines, which are very few and far between, are the most important of the levels. The tree lines, again, still pretty far apart, right? We've got one here just below 2000, one here at 2777, and one here at 3075. Relatively far apart. These are levels that are stable on our charts for years and years and years, and we expect to see large, significant swings coming from the major levels. So we were long, and we've been long for several years, but took a scale up here and waited until we established support at the fire line before getting long. We took profits here at 2777, expecting this pullback, right? And talking about our long-term target, wanting to get back in after that pullback for a move towards this 3075 level. Now, these snow lines, the third degree and third level of importance of the voodoo lines, are a great spot to mark progress between those other levels. So again, holding support at a snow line keeps the focus up towards that first tree line. And now, between these two tree lines, we're above both of the snow lines. So everything is still on track towards this 3075 target. Now, if we look at this from an Elliott wave perspective, which by no means is required in order to use the voodoo lines, but something I use in combination with it, right? It looks like we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move in progress. Fifth waves are the last in a sequence, and it looks like we are in the fifth wave up in here. Now, that fifth wave that appears to have begun here at the start of the month, right? That too should have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure. And if we just look at the typical Fibonacci proportions, which we expect to see inside these 5 wave moves, let's zoom out a little bit more, right? A third wave generally reaches to about 161.8% of wave 1. So up towards 3038 spot, right? Then we can get a pullback. Then we get a fifth wave that can finish things off. And just with typical proportions, it looks like the kind of move that we're expecting would take us up towards that 3075 level. Now, if and when we get there, I think it's pretty likely that we have put in a longer term top. We will have met some very long-term objectives. So I want to be cautious. It doesn't mean that I'm going to sell all my gold up here, but I'm going to start trailing up stops pretty closely. So here's how I want to manage the long positions that I've been advocating for months and months and months. For right now, back below this swing high from March 9th, that's where I would get out if we came back below it immediately. Now, if we can get up towards this 3038 level, and get a pullback and start turning up again, then it's below this larger pullback that I'd put my stop and see if we can get up towards 30.75. If we start to back off from 30.75, I'll probably take a scale, but leave some on in case we just keep racing upwards. If we just keep going, blowing through targets, I'm not going to take anything off, but I do want to get more active trailing up stops closer to these moves as we get closer to these targets, which have been, if we zoom back out to the daily, just dead on here in gold, putting in all of these major swings at the major levels and really telegraphing where things want to go. So I will be doing yet another long-term forecast webinar using the Voodoo lines on Wednesday. So do sign up for that if you want to check out what the Voodoo lines are telling us to expect in the in equity markets viewed through the S&P 500. In Euro, we'll review gold fresh again as well. There are a lot of things that are on track for our expectations and deserve an update. And I will see you at the next video. Hey, David here with Simpler Trading. Thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this video. I hope you found it useful. And if you did, please help us out. Click the like button. You can also add your comments below. We love to read those and respond to them. You can also click the bell icon. That will alert you whenever we have new and updated videos. And if you want to watch us trade in real time with our own money, you can visit simplertrading.com to learn how to sign up. Until I see you again, as always, good trading, and we'll see you at the next video.